Welcome, folks, to downtown Atlanta and Mercedes-Benz Stadium, site of this year's Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl and, of course, part of the college football playoff. The kickoff team is out there, and here we go with this playoff semifinal game. Return begins inside the 10. And the coverage team brings him down at the 26. The Buckeyes offense will get the first swing today. Of course, this game in Atlanta, I think, is the mecca of college football. And over the years here in the Peach Bowl, we've seen underdog teams like UCF and Houston really come in here and make their own piece of history.
And, Chris, think about it. The Peach Bowl, kind of like the Cotton Bowl, has been a major winner in this playoff expansion. They put on a great game, and they've already had some memorable moments. Who could forget in 2022, the field goal in the game that potentially wins it for Ohio State was kicked in 2022 and wide left and hits the ground in the year of 2023.
To the air, it's Sayin. Running through the tackle. And the runner steps out of bounds, but does have enough yardage to pick up the first down. Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Going for a big play downfield. Oh, it's incomplete. Almost a disastrous play here on the opening drive. It's going to bring up second down. The offense with 5 receivers now, empty backfield. And he's back to throw again on 2nd and 10. Doesn't get rid of it. He's brought down way behind the line of scrimmage. That's a huge loss. Defense looking to keep the pressure on. Third down coming up. There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. Pressure comes, and once again, no escape.
Now they put that nickel defense, and I think that's the right call. You get more speed to be able to cover with those 5 defensive backs. It also allows that defensive line with that good coverage to get after the quarterback, as we see here.
Oh, he's got a crease here. Look out. Good effort by the return man. They get him down, but that's a solid gain on the return. So the Colorado Buffaloes offense comes out for their first possession today. Well, it's not easy to narrow down the impact players to just a few guys, Kirk, but what do you expect from them today?
Well, we got guys that can make plays as well as anybody in the country on both sides of the ball. That's why I think this matchup is so exciting. 2 good teams with great individual players. Great job by the offensive line here. Can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
Tackle made at the 21. This offense in great scoring position now. How aggressive do you get on 1st and 10? Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. And it's incomplete. The defender arrived the same time as the football. And now it's 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. They get him down, but that's a solid gain.
Just love watching this back run. Gets behind that offensive line, lowers his pads, and it's a nice, solid gain.
Snags the quick throw. And they stop him just short. The defense really backed up now. It's 1st and goal. And the Buffaloes are on the move here. They'll try to muscle toward the end zone on the ground. Fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffs. So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT.
Chris, we get so caught up in this era of the spread, of throwing the football and the quarterback and the receivers. This is a great example of the value of having a running back that has a nose for the end zone and can take it in for a touchdown.
They're returning from inside the 10-yard line. And he stopped at the 20. Tried to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. Here comes the powerful Ohio State offense onto the field. They were forced to punt last time. Can they get this offense going finally? Get some points out of this possession. That gain moves the ball out near the 25.
Nice job here of controlling the line of scrimmage by this offensive line. The back does what he needs to do to get positive yards on 1st down.
Pre-snap motion from the receiver. Scanning the field. It's Sayin. Receiver makes the catch. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
This defense reminds me of a group that just is all about preparation. They are completely dialed in on this play. Yeah, they give up the completion, but how about that? Nowhere to go after the catch.
Oh, and it's dropped by a normally very reliable receiver. It's going to bring up 4th down. The Buckeyes will have to punt this one away. And he'll kick it away now for the 2nd time. And the returner brought down by the coverage team there. And the Colorado offense is back out on. Remember, last time they scored a touchdown. Can they keep clicking here, or the defense come up with a stop? He's wrapped up nicely there by the freshman. Important 2nd down play coming up. And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. They bring him down at the 45 at a solid gain to keep this drive going. And that run is good for 1st down yardage. A new set of downs for this offense. They'll try and run it with the fullback. Defense makes the stop after a 5-yard gain, so 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, handoff inside. Brought down, but it's past the line to gain.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's...
Got him. He's sacked.
I mean, that's just being a difference maker up front. And you look at that uniform, you think over the years with Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, and Chase Young, and so many great defensive linemen. And this guy right here is showing you he's got some of the similar skill set as some of those greats.
Crucial 3rd down play coming up after that run. Here's the snap. Looking to throw here. Looks left and finds his target there. They make the 1st down, brought down to the 31.
Well, it's a good thing they pick up the 1st down here, because it would have been interesting to see. They were kind of in that no-man's area there. If they did not pick up the 1st down, would they have kicked the field goal or would they have gone for it? But here, doesn't matter. Nice 1st down.
The Buffaloes will have 1st and 10 here. He'll hand it off. It's good for a 3-yard gain, so 2nd and 7.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound, and it's really solid defense on that play.
Caught over the middle. It's Crawford. Brought down, but the completion moves the ball inside the 10-yard line. Defense getting pushed back.
How many 1st downs is that on this drive? This defense allows 1 or 2 more drives like this, and they're going to be gassed by the 3rd quarter.
And he's tackled down at the 4-yard line. Defense getting pushed back.
A pretty good push up front here by this offensive line to get some positive yards here. You wonder if they're going to be able to run it in, or they're going to have to spread this defense out and try to find a one-on-one matchup to put the ball through the air for the touchdown.
He powers into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffaloes. That kind of execution on a long drive, that's why this team made it to the college football playoff.
That's exactly right. Being able to mix in the run with the pass, picking up 1st downs, and eventually coming up with the touchdown. That is a tough thing to do, and they made it look easy.
Now the kickoff team is out on the field. And he'll bring it out from inside the 10. Gets it to the 25-yard line, and that's where they'll start the drive. Here comes the Buckeye offense onto the field. Last time was a quick 3-and-out. Can they get a drive going this time? Motion by the back. Defense better adjust. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Across the 40 now. It's a huge gain. The stop is finally made at the 41-yard line. Buckeyes will hustle to the line to run the hurry-up offense.
How about setting the edge there on the right side of that offensive line? I wouldn't be surprised if they keep going back to the well, pounding it behind that right guard and right tackle and tight end, seeing what additional damage they can do.
And that run produces a decent gain. 2nd down after that run on the previous play. Looking to throw. It's Sayin. Makes a quick grab. Not much after the catch, but it is good enough for a first down. A new set of downs after that completion. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. That's caught. It's Law. He's brought down quickly. A short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker. That completion makes it 2nd and medium. That's the wide receiver coming in motion now. Quick throw, testing the middle. Oh, a nice play by the defender. Got a hand in there to break up the pass. So now it's 3rd and short from the 23. Potential 4-down territory. Let's see what the 3rd down call is. And he's got his man open downfield. Tackle is made at the 4. It'll be 1st down and goal.
Now we're starting to... look like they've looked all year long. Listen, to be able to get to a playoff opportunity, your offense has got to be able to show an ability to hit throws like this on 3rd down. They hit it, they keep the drive alive.
Fights his way in for the score. Touchdown, Ohio State. Sam Bam Cunningham, Bo Jackson. That's a play that legendary running backs have made.
And let's not forget Herschel Walker. Yeah, it's right. You're thinking of old school running backs. It's very rare to see backs go up and over at the goal line. It's refreshing. Nice to see.
With the extra point, they're down 14-7 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. And it's Field, the returner, trying to create good field position here. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. Here's the first play of the drive now. They begin at the 19. Here's a carry for the fullback. They'll tackle him right at the 25-yard line. And so Kirk, Colorado has the lead. And the first quarter is in the books. What is a huge opportunity for both these programs to get a step closer to a national championship. Through one period, these teams are finding out that playoff games just feel different. Who can handle the nerves better as we head to the second? 2nd down play coming up for this offense. From the shotgun, here's an inside give. And moves the ball to the 37 for a first down.
Well, just a great play by the running back here. Just finding his lanes and exploding through the gap when it opened up.
Nice run. He's brought down to the 44.
Chunk of yardage picked up by the big guy. Sometimes you don't need a whole lot of space created for a fullback. He can simply make his own way.
On the handoff, they'll test the right side here. And the Buffaloes keep the football on the move.
Chris, I just love to see this offensive line in this running game able to establish themselves. This back is already over 50 yards. We're in the first half, so really good job of establishing the run game. Opens up the play action, opens up one-on-one opportunities. Just keep winning the battle up front.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. A pop pass on the jet sweep. And he's brought down, but not before he gets 1st down yardage.
A nice little simple touch pass here by the quarterback, getting the ball out to the receiver who's in motion. Look, that doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down. And no offense is ever going to say no to moving the chains.
They stop him, but it's a 1st down.
Nothing better than an offense on 1st down to be able to pick up big positive yards like that. You can either keep giving it to the back, or it can set up play action and get the defense to come up to the line of scrimmage, and you can throw it over top of it.
2nd down after that run on the previous play.
For the defense coordinator this week, all week telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
And the Buffaloes will line up on 1st and 10. He'll hand it off. Take it down, but not before he makes the first down. The Buffaloes will line up here on 1st down and goal. Now they'll switch it up, looking to throw the ball here. And they hit him just as he releases the ball. It's incomplete.
Man, you got to love this if you're defensive coordinator. It's all about affecting the quarterback and getting pressure on him. This time they got to him and forced that incompletion.
Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. Running out of time in the pocket. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Boy, Chris, I thought when he took off on his scramble, I thought he had a chance to maybe get it to the end zone. But the defense does a nice job. Yeah, they gave up a couple yards, but they kept him out of the end zone.
Trying to throw for it on 3rd and goal. Escapes the freshman, introducing himself to the quarterback there. And a timeout is called to talk strategy. Close game here as we approach halftime. And the field goal unit coming on the field now. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further.
Yeah, I was watching this guy in pregame. He has got a strong leg. Not surprised here he's able to put 3 points up here for the offense.
So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away. Return begins inside the 10. Stop at the 22. That's pretty solid coverage there. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense back on the field. Not a whole lot of time remaining before halftime to cut into this lead. Back to throw. It's Sayin. Can't connect over the middle. It's incomplete. 2nd down play coming up. There's the snap, and he's looking to throw. And a short pitch and catch to the tight end. And now the defense decides to spend a timeout to regroup a bit. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a 1st down. Pressure is coming. And he's brought down. Offense going backwards with the sack. And now the defense will call a timeout before this critical down just to get everybody on the same page. The Buckeyes will have to kick it away. He's got some daylight, turning on the speed. And the returner is tackled by this punt coverage team. And here comes the Colorado offense back out on the field. That last possession produced a field goal, but more importantly, it milked the clock. And they do that again. So here we go. The first play of the drive, less than a minute to play before halftime. Looking to make a play deep downfield. And the ball is picked off. He's got some room and some blockers here. Not just the pick, but a big return sets up the offense in good position. The first play of this drive now, they're set up at the 34. 1st down, looking to throw the football. Fires it to the wideout. Here's a wide-open receiver, complete. Rips off a big gain all the way to the plus 43-yard line. Offense stops the clock with their 2nd timeout to talk strategy. 1st down, looking to throw the ball. Looking for the wideout. Makes the catch downfield. Tackle made after a big gain. The Buckeyes hustle to the line to run the hurry up. And looking to throw now on 1st down. Just trying to get rid of it. This one sails through the back of the end zone and incomplete.
I mean, this defense is having their way with this offensive line. That poor quarterback doesn't have a chance. Every time he drops back to throw, he's getting earholed. You better make some adjustments up front to give your poor quarterback a chance.
So the offense takes the field in the final seconds of the half. Chance for just a couple more plays. Looking downfield, it's Sayin. Junior steps up and makes an impact play. So they elect to send out the field goal unit, trying to add 3 points to their total before the end of the half. So a timeout is called. Just a few seconds left here in the first half. So on fourth down, they won't go for it. Out comes the field goal unit trying to add 3 points before halftime. Timeout is called to talk strategy. Time for just 1 or 2 plays here before halftime. So they won't take a shot at the end zone. Out comes the field goal team trying to get 3 before the end of the half. And it's good.
Snap, the hold, the kick, everything there perfect to put 3 points up here for the offense.
So here's the kickoff now. Offense settling for 3, tacking on a little bit of momentum before the halftime break. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. Just time enough for 1 more play in the half. Ball handed off. And he'll be brought down, and that will wrap up the first half of play. Minuta's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update.
Chris, we wondered all week what this matchup would look like. So much at stake in this win-or-go-home game, and we've been treated to a fabulous first 2 quarters of playoff football. And we've got to start our halftime breakdown with this superstar running back. His elusiveness, his raw power. This young man is the total package, and his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield is a differentiator. A lot of guys can hit the hole. This kid can hit the hole and hit the home run in the passing game. That's it for us from our EA Sports Studios in Orlando. Let's head back to Chris and Kirk for the exciting conclusion of this one, where we'll find out who is moving on in the CFP.
And the Colorado offense is back out on the field. You give it to the big fullback here. Gabe moves the ball out past the 25-yard line. Second down after that previous play. Send the back in motion. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Brought down at the 33. That's good enough to move the sticks.
You know, to me, Chris, with this offense, it's almost an extension of their running game. You put the receiver out in motion, you flip the ball out to him, out to the outside, let him do what he does best, which is use his instincts, and he picks up a first down.
And he'll get the first down yards before they finally bring him down.
Man, I love this call here by going with the jet sweep. They get the ball in the hands of an outstanding playmaker. He gets around the edge and gets into space with that kind of speed. He's dangerous.
And the Buffaloes with 1st and 10 here. So early movement from the offense. That'll push him back 5. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. See if the penalty proves costly. 1st down and 15 now. Quarterback changing the play now at the line. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. He'll take a deep shot here. And it's intercepted as he threw it into heavy traffic that time. Finally able to take him down, but that's a great return after the pick.
Wow, a risky call by the offensive coordinator, playing with the lead in the playoff in the second half, throwing the football. I don't disagree with it, but now you give this defense a chance to create a turnover, and they capitalize here with the pick.
Gets made on the out route, and he'll make his way out of bounds after gaining decent yardage. Buckeyes will come to the line to crank up the tempo. Looking to pass. It's Sayin. He pulls it in for a big gain. Finally stopped at the 4. Great catch and run.
The defense is spread all over the field, creating some one-on-one matchups, and the quarterback makes them pay for it.
They'll try to run it in on 1st and goal. Able to fight for a decent gain here in that running play. All right, it's 2nd down and goal now for this offense. And they're trying to punch it in here. Muscles across the goal line. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
I think we're starting to kind of see a theme here, Chris, today. That's his 2nd touchdown. The offensive line doing their job, and he's doing an outstanding job of just reading the defense, finding the hole, and being able to pick up big yards and touchdowns.
Getting set to kick the ball off now. And here's the return from inside the 5. And he stopped at the 20. Tried to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. And the Buffalo's offense is back out there on the field. This drive is important. Last one ended in an interception. Let's see if they can get it going here. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Tackle made after a solid gain. They'll spot the ball at the 31.
Well, the defense sits back in a zone coverage. Good job here by the quarterback recognizing that soft coverage, and he hits the routine drag route underneath for a first down.
Caught behind the line. It's Moffitt.
That's a good job here staying ahead of the chains. Good pickup here on first down. The quarterback hits the safety valve that time, the big tight end. That'll bring up a second and manageable here for this offense.
That gain is good enough for a first down. Ball spotted at the 42. A running play gives the offense a fresh set of downs. On first and 10, looking to throw. The sure hands. It's Moffitt. Brought down, but crosses midfield to the 46.
The tight end drag route is the perfect option for an offense looking to scheme that position open for some yardage. Perfect execution here for a first down.
And they finally stop him, but a decent gain that time.
One thing about the college game is everybody likes to run a version of the spread. But there's still an opportunity every once in a while for the old fullback to get in there and show you what he can do. He reminds you on that play right there.
Okay, it's third down after that run. They'll try to run for the first down. Tackled, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs. And that run, good for first down yardage. The drive moves on. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. The pickup is 5 yards, so it's second down and 5. Offense coming to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before we reach the end of the quarter. They give it to the receiver on a jet sweep. Ball carrier brought down. What is the final play of this third quarter? We reach the end of 3 in this playoff game. Deadlocked. A classic on our hands as we stop to check the game summary so far. Heading to the fourth quarter, who can step up and make a crucial play in this pursuit of a national championship? Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. He picks up 9, so just short of the first down, second and 1.
Man, you know, the back gets a lot of the attention here, and he's a good back. I love to see that offensive line win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
Trying to flex the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. Tackle is made. Yard line, it'll be first and goal right there.
Well, much like what we saw in the first half, Chris, in his playoff game, no adjustments, go right back to giving this running back to football. He's had a monster day and continues to get positive yards.
Runner finding some space there. That's a solid gain on the ground.
Well, I know this defense worked very hard at halftime to come up with answers on how to try to slow down this running back after the big first half, and he's already at it again.
Running a quarterback sneak here. And brought down at the line with that big defensive tackle. And the Buffaloes hustle to the line to crank up the tempo. Keep it on the ground, trying to power in for the touchdown. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Well, here we are now on fourth down, Chris. And at this point in the game, a field goal gives you the lead. I don't think you roll the dice. I think you...
Touchdown, Colorado. They jump in front here in the fourth. It's an easy job for the play caller, right, Kirk? They can't stop the running back, feeding the ball, scores again.
Yeah, I came into this game really thinking we'd see more from this quarterback and all these wide receivers that they have, but instead, it has been the back. And as a smart play caller, you just keep going back to the guy with the hot hand.
PAT is up and good. They lead by a touchdown here in the fourth quarter. Kickoff team has come on the field now to send this one away. He'll return it from inside the 10-yard line. And they stop him at the 23. That's solid coverage. And the Ohio State offense comes back onto the field here from the 23-yard line. They'll try the ground game here with the running back. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. So from the 21-yard line, it's now 2nd and long.
Boy, how about this defense? Just so physical against the run. These guys have not been able to do anything on the ground, and it's because of that defensive line and those linebackers taking away the run game.
A sack in the play could not escape the pass rush.
Well, that takes the wind right out of your sails. This offense is trying to find a way to get back into this game, and another pressure and a sack against their quarterback.
And he decides to just throw it away. That's going to bring up 4th down now. The Buckeyes will line up to boot it away. Offense goes backwards on this drive. He's on to punt it away now. When he's got some space here. And the coverage team able to bring him down. And the Colorado offense is back out on the field. Suddenly, this is a tighter game. You'd love to build a drive, choose some clock. How aggressive will they get with the play call?
The offensive line could really assert their will and put on the finishing touches to this game. The defense, you can see them. They're breaking little by little right now. You make sure they break completely.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. Tackle up near midfield at the 48.
Positive yards are always important for an offense, but at this stage of the game, late in the ball game, playing with the lead, you're thinking about working that clock and continuing to keep the ball in bounds.
Handoff to the back. They'll keep the clock moving. Brought down to the 46. Good enough for a 1st down.
Well, they continue to play good football up front. A nice run, nice conversion here, and most importantly, working with that lead, you keep working that clock. You're trying to advance to that next round of the postseason.
So the clock stops as we head into the final 2 minutes of play here. This defense needing to step up and make a play now. Here's the 2nd down play. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. They bring him down, but that gain moves the ball all the way to the 31. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. The Buffaloes getting set on 1st and 10. They're going to run it. He stopped, but he gets a 1st down. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. They continue to pound away on the ground. Ranks up a 1st and 10. In the red area, it's Fernandez. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible.
Yeah, I like this call here late in the game like this with the lead. Nothing too fancy, just right up the middle. Trust that offensive line and this running back and just keep working that clock.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. They're going to run it here. And they stop him at the 4 after an excellent run.
Total control right now, Chris. You just got to assume, just keep running the football. You look at the clock, in their favor. You look at the field position where they are, obviously in their favor. So it just makes sense. Keep it on the ground, keep pounding, run that clock, because you got everything working in your direction.
Quarterback adjusting now to the defense. 2nd and goal for the offense. Trying to get to the end zone. They'll run it left. Couldn't quite get there, but brought down at the 1-yard line.
Well, they came very close to punching that one in, and now 3rd down and goal. And if I'm the OC, I challenge my offensive line in that back. I just slam it right back into that A-gap and try to overpower that defensive front.
The defense all over it. They stop him right at the line. Well, that's a great performance in a pressure moment, but now the job gets even more exciting, even bigger as they go on to the national championship game and play